Hi everyone, Kirk here, Kirk's Motorrad Shop in Crystal Lake, Illinois, bringing you a do-it-yourself video. Today's video is going to be on this 2016 R1200 RT, and we're going to flush the brakes today. Something you should be doing every year. I know the book does not say do it every year, but I'm telling you, you're better off doing this service every year. Especially if you live in an area that's got higher humidity. If you don't, if you live out in the desert or something, well, maybe you can get away with every 2 years, but on this one, you know, here in Illinois or in the Midwest, the Rust Belt, down in the South, pretty much everywhere else besides the desert has high humidity, and the brake fluid gets contaminated with water within a year. So this bike, I'm not really sure when this one was serviced last. Right now it's got about 30,000 miles on the odometer, and I just don't know. I don't know what the service history is. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by flushing out the rear brakes. Now, it doesn't matter if you flush the front brakes first or the rear brakes first. As long as you get them done, that's all that really matters. In this case, I'm going to start here at the rear. If you do appreciate this kind of video, do subscribe to the channel, of course, like all that, comment down below. All of those things, all those little interactions that you do when you subscribe or you like or you comment on a video, whether it's mine or somebody else's, that helps that channel basically get more views. It will put you a little bit higher up in the hierarchy when it comes to the suggested videos and things like that. And also do check out the links that I have right down below for ways that you can help out, financially support the work that I put into these videos. But let's get going on this one. So right here behind this panel on the right side of the bike, you've got this small triangle panel. You pull this panel out, and that's where your rear brake reservoir is. Now, you don't have to remove this panel right away. You will have to get in here, especially to access this part right here. This is your connection port for your diagnostics. In order to do this brake flush properly, you really need to have access to a computer. You need to have access to a GS911 tool or something similar that will access the ABS pump in order to flush out the pump. Now, you can get away if you have to, you know, if you just can't afford one of those things and you just want to get your brakes flushed out, well then go ahead and flush your brakes out pretty much like a very normal brake system, and that's going to be good enough until maybe the next time, okay? But the way to do it properly, which is the way that I'm going to show you today, is you need to have access to this port right here in order to get it on the computer and, like I said, flush out the ABS pump, which I will be showing on this video. So right here is your triangle panel. They're just held in with grommets, so just pull it off of there, and you're going to see right here is your rear reservoir. And just unscrew it, pull off the little rubber stopper there, set that aside. Now, one thing I like to do on all of the bikes that come in here is I like to test the brake fluid for water. And I have this little pen right here. It's got a couple little electrodes at the end, and it's really just simple. You just hit the button, turn it on, set it inside, and it will show you the content of the water. And in this case, it goes straight to red, which is way overdue. I can also see the color of this looks very yellow, and normally it's a pretty clear, you know, brake fluid's pretty clear. For those of you guys out there who have worked on cars and trucks and stuff, you know, brake fluid should be pretty clear. Anyway, if you want one of these little pens, they're not expensive at all, and I do have that on my Amazon page, which is linked in the description right down below. Just search through, there's got to be 250 different items on there. You'll see the little pen in one of the categories, and just grab one over at Amazon. They're, I don't know, 12, 14 bucks or something. Worth it though. It's also worth it just to check it every once in a while. You know, even next year when you go to change it again, test it out and see where it's at. It usually does bump into the OK category, which is, you know, usually less, or maybe just a little bit less than 2%, less than 1% or 2. But you know that you're getting close. Once you cross over that mark, well, you get the thing changed out. Something I'm seeing a lot of in these motorcycles is this .4 fluid in here will turn like a yellowish, almost like a foam. It looks like a cheese or something that's down in the bottom of this. And that's when it's really not good. Okay, that's really bad. So you don't want that. Right now, this one I can see to the bottom, so that one looks pretty clear. But I'm going to go ahead and take a little vacuum tool and suck the brake fluid out of here. All I got is this syringe right here. Again, Amazon page. You don't have to have the Mighty Vac version of this like I have. I've got a Mighty Vac. You can get one of the aftermarket ones. They all work the same. It's on my page. I do like to wipe this out inside here with a paper towel or a shop rag of some kind, just in case there is a little bit of water contamination. In this case, there is none. And then take your fresh .4 brake fluid. Sorry, you're looking at my back. We're going to fill that up. Now, I'll explain the procedure here, and because I don't have two cameras rolling, I'm only going to show one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to the other side of the bike, hook my reservoir up to there, my little catch can, and where the bleed port is. I'm going to open up the bleed port, and I'm going to press this down, and then close the bleed port, open this up. So I'm just going to basically use this thing as a pump to pump the brake fluid from this all the way to that rear caliper, flushing out the ABS unit at the same time, and then I will run the pump, which is going to be right here. So here we go. Let's take you over to the other side. All right, right here is your bleed port right here, and those things are just never easy to get off. They just don't want to pop right off of there. Okay, this is an 11 millimeter on the rear here. I like to open it up and close it just to make sure, because sometimes these are really stuck on here and you really got to use some force, and you want to make sure that you can open this up and close it with relative ease. And I think I'm going to get a different wrench. This one will work. All right. So now I'm going to go on the other side of the bike, and I'm hoping I can maybe reach through the wheel or something, and not have to remove the rear tire. If I don't have to. But you'll see there'll be some brake fluid coming out of here in just a moment. Yep, I can do this. All right, so I'm going to open it up. Push down, you'll probably saw a little brake fluid coming out. And I'm going to continually do this procedure for at least a whole tank of brake fluid in the reservoir. Just going to keep an eye on it. You don't want to run out of brake fluid in your reservoir, so just keep an eye on that and refill it as needed. I'll do a few more, and then I'm going to run the flush procedure through the computer. So here's my GS911 tool. Just going to hook this up. You can find these on my Amazon page. They're pretty expensive, especially the Pro versions. You don't need a Pro version. You can just get the enthusiast one if you're going to be just doing your own bikes. Me, I've got to have the Pro version because I have so many motorcycles come in and out of here. All right, on my GS911 tool here, I've got that plugged in, and I have to just turn the bike on. I just got to key it on. And I like to do an auto scan first, just to see if there's any codes that are in the system. And while I'm in here, I will be also resetting the service indicator because I am doing an oil change and everything else at this time, which I'm not showing on this video. And he's got a few minor faults here. Gee whiz, there's quite a few faults in here. Must have had a dead battery or something, because there's 28 counts on most everything. But anyways, let's go over here. I'll deal with that stuff later. I'm going to go to the ABS brakes. So right here you got ABS brakes. And we're going to go to service functions. And then this one right here. And then bleed the brakes. So I'm going to click this. When I click this, it's going to turn the ABS pump on. You'll hear it. You'll hear the ABS pump key on, and then I will do what it's instructing me to do, which is press the brake lever down a few times for a few seconds. You can hear it down there. There we go. And now I'm going to flush the brakes a few more times. And what this is doing is it's moving any air bubbles that are inside of the ABS pump out of the unit, purges it out, and then you flush it out the rest of the way, getting there any errant air bubbles that are in the system. I'm now going to continue to flush too. Then turn off the ignition. It tells me to turn the ignition back on, and I can turn it off again, and now it's complete. Now I am going to go ahead and flush the brakes a few more times. So I like to make sure that it is all clear. Nice and clear coming out of there. That is fully flushed out. And then we'll move up to the front circuit. Up here at the top, you got your brake reservoir right here. The clutch reservoir we're not going to be messing with. Here's your brake reservoir. Take a T20 and you can loosen these off. Before you start doing this though, do something. It's very, very important to cover your paint. You do not want to get a single drop of brake fluid on your paint for any reason at all. Getting brake fluid on your paint will immediately damage your paint. So we're going to cover this up with something. In this case it's a fender cover. And I can't get this windshield out of the way unless the key is on, and I don't want to leave the key on the whole time. So if you can get your windshield out of the way, do that. And you really just want to have the thing pretty straight. It maybe just turned a little bit to the left. Basically, you want to try to have the brake reservoir as level as you can be. Level as you can have it. So you got this rubber gasket right here. There's going to be brake fluid on the top of this, so just be careful with it. You pour that back in, or pour it in your container, whatever you've got. And then have a look down in there. In this case, again, it's just, the fluid's just a little bit dark. It's not, there's no real water contamination in this one, and that's great. It's not an overabundance of water. I know that if I put my little sensor thing in there, it would definitely show that it's a problem. That's not a good color. If you do have any kind of debris or anything that's down in there, make sure you get that out prior to filling it up. And just go ahead and fill this back up. If you do get a little brake fluid on your handlebars, it's not a big deal. These are anodized, and the brake fluid doesn't attack anodized paint. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a rag over the top of this. So if while I'm bleeding the brake reservoir out, it squirts up, it doesn't squirt all the way up and hit the windshield. But I'm going to be pretty gentle with it. But let's go down below and show you that procedure. So right here is your bleed port. Take the little cap off, and what you've got here is 8mm bleeders. So again, I'm going to just open this up and close it, make sure that it opens and moves. Put my hose on there, and then I'm going to squeeze the brake handle after I open this. So I'm going to open it, squeeze the brake handle, close it, and let go. And I'm going to repeat this process probably a good 10-15 times, and then I'm going to run my my bleed program again on the computer. Some of you might ask if you can use a vacuum tool on this. I guess you probably could. I don't use one. I just like to exercise the little plunger that's in the brake thing. So I just feel like it gets it all out a little bit better. It might not, I don't know. Maybe it's just personal. Now you're going to hear me run that program again. Flush it a few more times. I'll run that program one more time. Turn it off. Turn it back on. And there we go. Turn it back off. So this side is done. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, except for I am not going to run that program again. You only need to do that once per circuit. You don't have to do it on each caliper. Same thing, you got the bleeder port right there. Just going to open it, make sure that it works. Yes, it does. I'll set my hose on there. And then I am going to flush that one out. This one's not going to take nearly as long to flush out. I won't have to do this one, 10, 15 times. I'll maybe flush it 8 to 10 times on this side, and then it'll be done. And you can reach the handlebar if you just straddle the wheel. You can reach the handlebar and the bleeder. It's a one-man operation here. All right, so I'm going to open it. Same thing. Okay, so that's how you bleed out the brakes on this 2016. Many of the BMW models are similar to this. Hope you got something out of this. If you did, again, leave a like or something. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. So I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.